So hello all my dearest students of South India. I welcome you all to this session. I hope you all are doing good and you are doing your preparations great for your upcoming exams of May 2023. So today I am over here for a very small session which is going to be one of the most important session for your exams. And according to me, this session is considered to be the most important session irrespective of whatever we have done earlier. You have sat the lecture for around 240 hours. You have done the revisions for around 15-20 hours on YouTube. Then you have done a lot of other stuff with me in full English. That is, you have done MCQ case scenarios. You have done individual MCQs released by ICAI for May 23 exams. You have also done the past RTPs with me, compilation of 6 RTPs, which is one of the most important sessions for us. You have also done 8 mock test papers with me, which is one of the most important sessions for us. You are also going to do the past 5 attempt exam papers compilation with me, maybe in an hour or an hour and a half. All these things, I have also done an ABC analysis for you all. So all these things are absolutely important, but without this session, nothing is important. What is this session all about? As you can see over here, how to revise a mammoth like direct tax. Direct tax in itself is a universe. It is impossible to approach that in one attempt. It is very difficult to approach that. So we'll try to find out the solution to this particular question, that how to approach direct tax in a span of 1.5 days. How will I revise the entire direct tax in around 20 to 25 hours? Unless you have a plan for this, you are going on a wrong direction. If you have a proper plan for this, then you are going on the right direction, irrespective of how many months you have studied, irrespective of how many times you have revised, irrespective of how many papers you have written. All those things will fall down unless you have a proper plan of 1.5 day strategy. So that is what we are going to do today. Okay, so now how are you going to start with direct tax before exams? First of all, you are not going to start direct tax before exams. You are going to start direct tax much before that. Why, sir? Let me tell you. Otherwise, it will be impossible to revise the entire direct tax a day before exams. So you have to start direct tax after your SCMP paper. You have to give little bit of time after SCMP paper. Obviously, after SCMP, you have a holiday, and after that is paper 6. Now, irrespective of which paper 6 you have taken, from paper 6A to 6F, it doesn't matter. You do not need more than 1.5 days to revise the paper. It's much more than enough. So, on the day of SCMP, you have to target direct tax. And on the next day, entirely you can do paper 6. And the day after that, that is the day on which paper 6C exams will be there. On that day also, you will get the morning session, approximately 5-6 hours. You can give that time obviously to paper 6 only. But on the day of SCMP, after coming from SCMP, you have to do some topics of your direct tax paper. Otherwise, it would be very difficult for you to complete the entire portion of direct tax a day before exam in 1.5 days, because you have to do a lot of things in that. You don't have to just read the provision and go. You have to do provisions, you have to do case laws, you have to do, say for example, latest circulars, you have to do question bank, you have to do past RTPs, mock tests, you have to do MCQs. There are so many things which are there in direct tax. We are not calling direct tax an ocean just like that. There is a reason behind it to call it as an ocean or a universe or a mammoth. It is a mammoth. It is very big. It is one of the biggest subjects in your CA final after FR. But FR doesn't matter to us because FR is first paper. So you have a lot of time to revise FR, but you don't have much time to revise direct tax. The second disadvantage of direct tax, it is coming at the later half of your examination. And at that time, you are absolutely drained. You don't have any energy left in you. And therefore, to overcome that, you need to have an absolute plan in front of you. And that is what I have come up with. So the very first thing which you are going to do is you have to sacrifice your paper 6 to some extent. Anyways, paper 6 is an open book. On that day, you can focus more on questions, case studies, solve maximum case studies rather than reading the provisions. You can have two-step approach for paper 6, whichever paper 6 you are following. The first is you have to do important topics. Important topics you can go through from the book once if you want. For international tax, so we have revision also in Hindi. In Hindi, it is there. In English, international tax, paper 60 revision is not there. I'm sorry for that. But even if revision is not there, you can do the critical topics, like you can do model convention, you can do non-resident. These are two difficult topics to understand. Rest of the topics are easy. So if you can focus more on these two topics, and rest, you can definitely just run through it and focus more on the case studies which is released by the ICAI. In every subject, I guess there are around 25 to 30 case studies which are released. Try to do maximum. You may not be able to do all of them, but try to cover maximum of them. Try to cover as much as you can. Okay, now coming back to direct tax, what am I supposed to do? On 11th of May, that is after the SCMP paper is over, you are going to come home and you will sit with your studies at 6:30 p.m. to 9:45 p.m. You can also have a dinner including that. So you have 3 hours and 15 minutes including dinner portion. Dinner, you will not have more than 10-15 minutes on the day of exam. You cannot have a 7-course meal on the day of exam, obviously, right? You have to wrap it up as fast as possible. So you have to complete PGPP on that day. Questions you are not supposed to see now. For question, I have given a special time. I have made a special provision for question, don't worry. So you'll see the entire book from where I'm going to study. You will only have 2 sources on that day. You will study either from the easy notes, colored easy notes, which we have followed, or you can follow the revision videos. You can follow either of the two. Now you have revision videos almost for every topic except few topics for which I have not put. But for most of the topics in English also we have revision videos of the entire syllabus. We have revision videos for PGPP. We have revision videos for capital gains. We have revision videos for assessment. We have revision videos for TDS. We have revision videos for transfer pricing. We have revision videos for non-resident, DTAA, business trust. We have for all these things. So rest of the topics you can just go through at your end very fast. Whatever is there in revision video, you can follow that. And whatever is not there in revision video, you can just run through it fast. Maximum 80-90% syllabus is there, except few small topics which are not there. Now, after that, from 9:45 to 12 a.m., you will complete assessment of various entities like partnership firm, AOP, BOI, MAT, AMT, then profit link deductions, all these things. And now the day will end. You can go to sleep. Okay. Now, after that, on 12th of May, obviously you will study what? Your respective paper 6. Okay. Now, after this, on 13th of May, your paper 6 is over at 6 p.m. It is a 4-hour paper as compared to other papers which are 5-hour paper. You can complete the paper by 6 p.m. and after that you can come home and you can start continuing with your studies of direct tax now, hard and core studies of direct tax. Now, what all topics I will take up on that day? On that day you take some critical topics, okay? Like TDS, TCS, advanced tax and updated return, which is a Finance Act 2022 amendment. You can complete that in 1 hour and 45 minutes. After that, you can do one thing, that is you can take up from 8:30 to 10:30 including your light dinner. Take a light dinner on that day. Obviously you will complete non-resident taxation, DTAA and Vodafone case law. Also Vodafone case law has not been asked so far in CA final. Paper 7 they have asked lot of times in paper 6, but at any time they can put this bomb on you and they can give you a very good surprise at any moment by asking a question of 8 to 10 marks on Vodafone case law directly. So you have to be very careful. We have done a case law, we have done a question of Vodafone case law in our book. You can go through that question. That will be the same question which they will ask in exam. They will not make much varieties in that. That question is picked from paper 6 only. You can do that, okay? After that, you will take up one more topic, that is taxation of trust, exit tax from 10:30 p.m. to 11:45 p.m. This is also a very important topic because there are a lot of amendments made by Finance Act 2022 in what? In the chapter of taxation of trust. You all know that, right? Then you will take up another important topic at 11:45 to 12:30 a.m. including dinner, and then you go to sleep. That is alternative tax regime. This is also a very, very important topic, out of which there are 5 sections in alternative tax regime, out of which these 3 are absolutely important, absolutely important, absolutely important. Now, what will happen, by the time your 13th May is over now, you have already covered 55 marks of your syllabus. How? And you will be very confident on the next day when you have entire day with you and you have to study the direct tax for the next day. You have a lot of time now. So you just make sure that by this time you complete till year. If by this time you complete till year now, then 100% you are going to get the exemption. 100%. You will be super confident. Don't be overconfident. Be super confident. How? Till year you are completing your 50 to 55% of the syllabus. How, sir? You can check it. 14 to 16 marks, definitely. 8 to 10, 6 to 8 marks. It will come around 22 marks. Then 8 to 10 marks, 30. Then 38. Then 45, and then 5, 50. Approximately 50 to 55 marks of the syllabus is over. You'll be very confident on the next day and your preparation will be on the 7th heaven on the next day. So the next day, which is going to be the most important day of your life, this is the day on which you are going to learn direct tax the highest in your life. You would have never ever learned earlier also direct tax so much in a day, nor you are going to learn in the future so much direct tax in a day. And I wish that this is the last day for you to learn so much direct tax in a day. From the morning till the night, you are going to read only direct tax, direct tax and direct tax. And what should be the approach on that very important day? Get up early in the morning at 5 a.m. I'm giving you a reasonable amount of time to sleep. If you need more sleep, then you can take some half an hour extra from here and there. Okay, accordingly you can plan. I'm giving you around 4.5 hours to 5 hours to sleep. You can sleep that much. You can get up at 5:30. It's okay. But you need a proper sleep for that. Okay. Now, get up early in the morning from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Do transfer pricing. Do board for advance rolling. In 2 hours, it will be done. Don't worry. Then do miscellaneous amendments and do equalization levy, which is very important. And then from 8:30 to 11:30, you have 3 hours bracket. In that 3 hours bracket, complete this very big topic of capital gains and this very important topic which is made by Finance Act 2022, brought by Finance Act 2022, virtual digital asset, do that. After that, from 11:30 to 2:15, you can do your lunch also for 10-15 minutes, and in that, you're going to do this very irritating topic, which is generally the most difficult part for any CA student. That is your assessment, that is your appeal, that is your rectification, that is your income tax filing of return, that is your income tax authority and powers. And then for the next half an hour also, you can do search and seizure, which is a part of this only, you can say that. Okay. Then I am not taking this topic earlier. Why? Because if I would have taken this topic does not have great weightage. You can see 8 to 10 marks. They will not ask more than 8 to 10 marks. Maximum 8 to 10 marks. But the content is too big for 8 to 10 marks. For 8 to 10 marks, the content is too big. Non-resident is also 8 to 10 marks only, but the content is not that much. Transfer pricing is also 8 to 10 marks, but the content is not that much. But here the content is too much. It will be impossible to revise this. It will be impossible. So that is the reason I'm not taking this first. Even if you would have taken this first, you have taken a lot of time to complete this, and then you would have panicked. And at the end of the day, what is the result? You have not completed a very important topic. So you have started with PGBP, which is the must question. Question number 1 will be on PGBP. We all know that. That will be a compulsory question. So you need to first of all put yourself in a mode where you are confident enough to do the subject ahead. You should be very confident before you go to the exams. Okay, your confidence will play a very important role in clearing your CA final exams. Therefore, you will do this on the 14th of May, 11:30 to 2:15. Then search and seizure, then penalty and prosecutions, 2:45 to 3:45, 1 hour you can give for that. Okay. Then you can come to some small topics like AIF. Very important. A lot of time ICI asks a question of alternative investment fund. We have done a lot of questions in the MCQs also, in the class also, in the question bank also, in the RTP and MTP discussions also. So you can do this in 45 minutes. Then 3 new topics of new course. These are there in new course. Now, which new course? Sir, new course is going to come now. Every 3 years they bring new course now. So the course which you are learning is new course. For the people who have started giving exams from 2018 onwards, this was the new course. Now again new course will come. Anyways, these 3 new topics were there. Earlier it was not there before 2018. From 2018 they started putting this particular topic as well. So now these are theory topics, absolutely theory. Now the ball is in your court. If you want to take a risk of 6 to 8 marks, you can take a risk. You can leave that. But I will say, no, you should not. You should not leave a single page, single line. Whatever is there in the book, you should try to do everything from your end. But in case you are not achieving your target till here, so till here your target is not achieved till 4:30, then you can ignore these topics if you want, because these are not going to come for 20 marks. They'll come for 5 to 6, maximum 8 marks. Not more than that. You can put one question in option. And these will come in the last question. So the last question you can put in option. And when it comes in the last question, GAR also comes. Generally. I'm not saying this is the trend which ICI has committed or which ICI has promised that this will only be the trend. We will never change the trend. They can change the trend at any time. Yeah, they can put GAR question in question number 1 also compulsory. They have not promised to anyone. They can put this model convention questions in question number 1 only, but they will not do that because these are not very important topic in our day-to-day life. PGBP is very important. That is the reason they have put PGBP in question number 1. So if you are ignoring this, then by default you should ignore this also, because if you are not doing this, you are leaving last question. So second half of the last question is GAR only. So it doesn't make sense to do half. If a 14 mark question, you are leaving 7 marks, 8 marks, then the remaining 6 marks should also be left. Generally, this is the trend, but I'm not saying this is the trend. They can shift the GAR question to question number 5 also, 4 also, 3 also. I don't know. But I'm just telling you to take a marginal risk. This is not a great risk. Still, you have one question entirely in option. Entirely one question is in option. MAT with India is very important topic. Intern is taxation not very important. Then chapter 6A, 80 JJAA very important, especially when you are doing questions on what alternative tax regime. 80 JJAA has been tested again and again by ICAI. 10 double important. Then taxation of dividend from 9:30 to 10. These sections are important in taxation of dividend. Taxation of gift. Obviously, when I'm writing some sections over here, please don't be under an impression that you only have to study this much. No. I never said that. I have put over here some important sections over here. I am not saying that these are the only sections to be read by the students. No. You can put more focus on these sections on the day of exam if you are short of time. But I'm not saying you should only do this. You should read our entire easy notes. Our entire easy notes should be read. If you read the entire easy notes properly, nothing will come out of that. Entire progression will be there and from there only. Then faceless schemes, whether you want to do, you do, or else you can ignore this topic very clearly, because they are not going to ask any questions on faceless assessments here. It is very difficult to make any question on faceless assessment. So this half an hour buffer you will get, you can use it for other purpose. Then DRC important. Set off important in set off section 79 is important. Rest of the topics are not that important. Dividend stripping, bonus stripping, not relevant. Mutual fund, not relevant. Segregated portfolio, not relevant. On the day of examination, you will realize what I'm trying to say. You will come to know that on the day of examination, you don't have time to even turn the page for these topics. Forget about reading. You don't have time to even turn the pages for these topics. Forget about going through and reading. All those things are impossible on the day of exams. So don't go into all those things. Complete these two small topics in half an hour and then take the half an hour buffer to do some other things. Latest circular topic which is there in our easy notes, in which we have put a lot of notifications and circulars which are asked till 31st October. So you can do that topic. That is very important because this is based on latest circular. They might ask you some questions out of that. Now you can go to sleep. After that, what you can do? You can come to the next day. What to do on 15th of May, sir? On 15th of May, what shall I do, sir? You should only focus on questions, questions and questions. 15th of May is which day? 15th of May is the day of examination. On that day, you are only going to focus on questions. From 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., you are going to do all the 5-star questions from our book. Now you would realize what is the importance of doing the star category of the questions. In the entire question bank, we have considered all the questions as 3 category. 3-star, 4-star, 5 stars. At least try to go through all the 5-star questions. And at least do all the Finance Act 2022 questions for which there is a separate chapter in our book. At least do these two topics. If you have time, then you can go for 4-star, 3-star questions, blindly ignore on the day of exam. You don't have time to see that. After that, you go through 6 RTPs, 8 MTPs and 5 past papers, total 19 papers. If I say any random student that go through 6 RTPs, 8 mock test paper and 5 papers on the day of exam, he will say, are you mad or what? Are you mad or what? That too you are saying that you complete in 3 hours. So any person will say, are you mad? How a person will cover 19 papers in the day of examination in 3 hours? That is the answer which I have given you all. That is the answer which I have given to all my North India students also in Hindi and to all my South India students also in English. And that is what was my vision when I was planning something for you all. That it is impossible to see even two RTPs before exams. If I tell you now, see 2 RTPs of the indirect tax, if I tell you now 2 RTPs of see 2 RTPs of SFM, 2 mock tests of SFM, you would say, sir, I don't have that much time on the day of exam, sir. I will only see the current attempt one. I can do earlier. In the study leave, I have done everything, sir. But on the day of exam, it is impossible for me to see. And that is the answer which we have given. That is the answer which I have tried to give to you all. And you all have also showered your love to a great extent on those videos. I'm really thankful for that. That my South Indian students are watching that. There are people who have told me that my entire village is watching your videos, sir. I have messages of those students. Sir, my entire city of Coimbatore is watching your videos, sir. They are very happy and we bless you. I'm really thankful to you all that you are blessing me. And I will also bless you, don't worry. With my whatever knowledge, little bit knowledge I have, I will try to give my best to you all. So 6 RTPs, 8 MTPs, 5 past papers. You can watch at 1.5x speed and you can complete in 3 hours. If not 19, at least 15 papers so you can see now. At least 10 papers so you can see, which would have been very difficult if you would have done at your end directly. It would have been impossible to do. As a student, you cannot do. Do you know that to make a 2-hour video, I have to study for 10 hours. Then I can make a video of 2 hours. Why? Because I have to put it in my mind. I have to put it in my computer that how can I tell all these things in such a small span of time? In such a short span of time, how can I speak these things? So I have to just design everything and then I have to sit in front of the system to record it. It's not that easy for me also. But if it is benefiting you, even if it is benefiting to one student across the country, my efforts are worth it. I would say my efforts are worth it. Anyways, at last but not least, you can go through the 25 case scenarios which I have put also in English. You can watch that video also 1.5x. In 2 hours, it will be easily completed. And after that, at least case scenario you watch, if not the entire, because case scenarios will also cover a lot of concepts for you. And you will be covering a lot of concepts because of the case scenarios. At least do the case scenarios. Last but not least, you try to do what? You try to do the case laws which is there in our book in the last or second last topic. The 51 case laws which I have put over here. In 1 hour, try to cover maximum of them to the extent it is possible. To the extent it is possible, try to cover maximum of them. If you are leaving something, then leave it. Don't stress yourself. If you have done everything correctly here, you are on the right track. You may ignore this on the day of exam if you do not have time. If you have time, then go. Then you can do it. There might be a risk of 5 to 6 marks if you leave a case law. But I have just summarized all the case laws in around 15-20 pages. You can go through all of them once if you want. So this is how you're going to do the preparation. Now, the topics which are there in yellow will definitely come for around 60 to 65 marks. Out of how many marks? Out of 100 marks. So these yellow topics have to be put on special importance. These are very, very important category of topics for your CA final DT. Rest, the ball is in your court. Whatever I could have done for my South India students who struggle in understanding Hindi, I would request you all to learn Hindi, please. It's a very important language. But nevertheless, I would not force anybody to do anything. If you're not able to learn, it's not that easy to learn a new language altogether at this age. If you're not able to understand, don't worry, I am there for you all. And I'll be continue to put such videos for you all also, as I've been putting for what? For my North India students. I'll try to put simultaneously to the extent it's possible from my side. It is very difficult for me also to record English videos because I am not very great in English. I don't know my English is good or bad. I don't know. I speak fluent English, or it is just like English of a very, I cannot say what kind of English I speak, but I try to speak in English, and you are understanding that's what is relevant over here. Last but not least, you need to be very confident at your end. The ball is in your court now. Now you need to be showing the confidence. Unless you are confident enough, you'll not be able to do anything. You should not have any kind of fear of exams. I know that a lot of students have a lot of fear about the exam. It doesn't matter. This is not the end of the world. You need to first of all think this thing in your mind. CA final is not the end of the world. What will happen at worst? You will fail now. It's okay. Failure is a part of our life. We should learn out of it. I'm not saying that you should fail. But you should also always think about the worst case scenario and the best case scenario and work for the best case scenario. And if you work for the best case scenario, and if something worst happens, don't worry about it. It's a part and parcel of life. It is not the end of life. It is not the end of life. So the fear of failure is far greater than the failure itself. Once you fail, once anybody fails, they don't feel anything. They'll be sad for some time. Then so everything is okay, the world is normal. But till the time you give the exam, the result does not come, you're always in fear. Don't be under that fear. That fear will kill you. That fear will ruin your preparations. Whatever preparations you have done for the last so many months, your hard work for so many years, coming to at this stage of CA final. CA final exams you are giving, you're not giving an exams which a Tom, Dick and Harry gives. This is an exam of some stature, some dignity, some value. It has some respect across the world. You are giving that exam. So you need to first of all take out the fear out of yourself and put it in a dustbin. Take out the fear out of yourself and say yourself that I will pass the exam in this attempt itself 100%. 100% I will pass an exam in this attempt. Write down in the comment box, all of you. I want every student watching this video to write down this, to self-boost yourself, to give motivation to me also, to give you best quality content to the extent it is possible from my side in full English. I want you all to take the blessing of your parents. I want you all to take the blessing of all the teachers, irrespective of whether you have taken their lectures or whether you have not taken their lectures, irrespective of whether the teacher has helped you or not helped you. You have to take the blessings of a teacher always. A teacher is a bigger than God also at some stage of life. A teacher is very important part. Whatever I am today is all because of my great teachers. Whatever you will be today will be because of great teachers. You would have not been able to write even A, B, C, D without the teachers. Teachers are very important part of our life. God is very important part of life. Parents are very important part of life. Take blessings of all of them. Take blessings of all of them. And say yourself, at the end, you have to do the things. The ball is in your court. God will not come to help you unless you yourself help. There's a very famous quote that everybody knows. The God will help only if you help yourself. Otherwise, God is not going to come. Nor teacher will come, nor parents will come. Everybody can pray for you, can sympathize for you, but they cannot do anything on behalf. That you have to do. The ball is in your court. So I want everybody to have this confidence that you will pass this exam in this attempt 100%. Write down in the comment box. Okay. So that's it from my side. I'll be putting the past paper compilation in the next 1 or 2 days. Probably by Monday, I'll try to put that so that you can watch that. By Monday morning only, I'll try to put so that you can watch that on Monday itself if you want. Okay. So that's it from my side. Take care, all of you, and give your best for the exams. Bye, all of you. Take care.